of what? Fact-checking.
Absolutely.
So,
which is very important.
Beautiful one, beautiful one. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. It is indeed a breath of fresh air and the beginning of a peaceful political climate for the people of Rivers State. After several months of intense political crisis, the rift between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, now FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, has been resolved. Their renewed alliance was brokered by President Tinubu during a peace meeting at the presidential villa. Now let's hear from the FCT minister.
I agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody.
Very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace, and by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the states, including our leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around.
Okay. Charles, I believe you saw that video.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you saw the pictures, with the president. How will you assess the joy, the ease, the relief in the room? And also, now there's a reconciliation. How will this impact on the future of Rivers State?
Okay. Reconciliation is very important. Not just Rivers State, even all the other 35 subnationals. Because lack of peace in one will definitely affect everyone. Rivers is also very important when you have to do with the economy of this country. Okay. You know what comes from Rivers State to the federation account and all that. So we can't afford to have a period of no peace anywhere at all.
Sure.
Whereas, so like what we are saying, the optics, the photographs and the videos, well, they are good to see, seeing that people who were at daggers drawn are now standing shoulder to shoulder, thumping hands and all that. But that's it. But my hope is that what we are seeing, the footages and all that, will also, reflect their feeling within, so that the everyday people back home in Rivers State, everybody who have been at daggers drawn, divided alongside the Wike camp and the other camp, will all come together. Every other interest, the centrifugal forces pulling it together, will now be relaxed, so that everybody can come to the middle and see how they can submit their personal interest to the middle and center for the benefit of all Riverians. That's what they're called. And for Nigeria in general, so that indeed whatever we're getting from there will not be hampered. Then peace is very important. Peace is important. I think the only alternative to peace is peace itself. That's the way I see it.
I mean, your thoughts on this? Before I go to BK.
Well, I do not doubt that the gladiators have learned their lessons. I mean, if you listen to...
You don't doubt...
I do not doubt that they have learned their lessons.
Why?
Yeah, okay, if you listened to the suspended governor, even before this time, what he had been saying at fora, different forums and all of that.
Please don't misrepresent me.
It looked, it sounded very subdued, looked like someone, who had learned some lessons. At some point, he was even saying, my spirit has left there.
Yes, exactly.
So I do not expect that this is going to be a fragile one. I know that they have of course, there are some conditions that they have agreed to. Okay. But it's in the best interest of Fubara, it's in the best interest of Wike, it's in the best interest of Amewule, all of them, to make sure that there is peace. Because while all of this was going on, a lot of this came to a standstill in Rivers State, and Rivers people were not happy. The crisis here and there, local governments could not settle, local government could not settle, and all of that. So it's in the best interest of everyone that is involved in that crisis to make sure that the peace actually lasts. So I like to believe that they are very sincere about it, and they're going to see it through.
Okay, let's talk sincerity. BK now. BK, after seeing that video, is this reconciliation genuine, or do you see it as just a temporary truce just to get the emergency rule lifted?
No, because I'm aware they've had a number of They had had a number of meetings before now. And if you observed, the government.
Mikael, can you hear me? Okay, I think while we fix the technical glitch, do you see, looking at what you saw in the video, do you see as just... Okay, Mikael is back. All right, Mikael, continue with your thoughts.
Yes, you know, like what I'm saying is from the way Fubara had been talking for some time, you can see somebody who had clearly retraced his steps. You can see clearly that he wants the matter resolved and is prepared to take steps to ensure that the matter is fully resolved. It was suggested to him that, look, meeting with Wike was not the silver bullet that will end this conflict. You needed to meet with the lawmakers. These were people that you denied them their salaries. These were people that you demolished their chambers. So it's a good thing that we now, that he has chosen to put an end to those bellicose rhetorics that they had come to be accustomed to. So I have no reason to believe that this matter has not been resolved, because we had never even seen Wike speak in this manner. And Wike said, look, everybody has agreed to work together. We want peace in our state, and Rivers State is one at this time. So it's really instructive for Wike to have said all of that. And I wasn't listening to Wike alone. I was also listening to Fubara himself. He echoed the same words that emanated from Wike, which showed clearly that they were now
Okay, I think BKO's network, you know, is having issues here. But while we wait for BKO to come back, but talk to me. Is this a case of no victor, no vanquish? I mean, is this peace deal a win for Rivers people or for the political gladiators?
Well, that's a very tricky question. But the truth of the matter is that I think everybody wins. Everybody wins. I mean, if there is peace, everybody is a winner.
Okay.
When it comes to the issue of peace, well, the details of what, although we've heard from snippets or rumors of, I mean, something we can't confirm.
Exactly.
But the truth is, if there is peace, everybody is a winner. But it's up to each person, each party to decide for themselves whether what they have got is Pyrrhic victory. But as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? What I mean by Pyrrhic victory?
You talk to tell me.
Pyrrhic victory is a victory that comes at a cost, greater cost.
Great cost, yes.
Okay, at a greater cost.
Yes, yeah. So
for who this time?
No,
for the governor, or for the weekend
is to speak. They have to speak for themselves.
Okay.
But what matters to me is that there is going to be peace. Democratic structures will be restored in Rivers State.
Okay.
So I can say it's victory for democracy, because I was not comfortable that the president even had to suspend democratic structures, even though I know that he has the right, he has the power to declare a state of emergency. I did not agree that he should have suspended the structures. Okay. However, I expect that the state of emergency will be, of course, that is a natural event to follow. We don't know whether it's going to happen today, tomorrow, but we expect to happen very soon.
Yeah.
But it's going to, to me, it's going to be victory for democracy.
Okay.
Victory. Now the people of Rivers can breathe.
Okay.
And all of that.
For me, but I think it's whether there's a victor, there's a vanquished. Well, we may not use, I think those words may be too strong to use in a political discourse here. But I think for me, at the end of the day, with what I looked at, what, as Dara said, what we've been able to pick from here and there, Wike may just, in the long run, be the winner. Because if you look at some of the items of about what the compromises and yielding this and not, which we can't discuss here.
It's not formal.
Exactly. So if all these things are indeed what were placed on the table, tick this, tick this, tick that, tick that. At the end of the day, it's Fubara that may just be the loser, even though, as we said, peace is for everybody.
And it's not about the Rivers people.
No. It's, was the crisis about Rivers people?
I mean, BKO, let's come back to BKO. I heard that the network is good now. So BKO, talk to me. I need you to complete on your thoughts, and also as an addendum, is this a victory for Rivers people or a victory for the political leaders of Rivers?
It's too early to say. It's too early to say. The big winner in this whole thing is the leader himself. He's on Wike. There's no doubt about it. He's a big leader.
Yes.
It is Fubara who has been vanquished. They said we want to deceive ourselves. It's Fubara who went begging, because when you look at it, it's Fubara who was suspended from office, and all of his appointees they had their salaries stopped. So Wike's staff continue to earn their salaries. So when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, Fubara is the big loser in this whole thing, because at the end of the day, even the lawmakers that he thought he had seen their back, they are going to return to work, and they will be the ones dictating the terms, dictating how the state is run, along with the big man, Wike in Abuja. So it's not going to find it funny at all. And some appointments have already been made while it was on suspension, including appointments to the State Independent Electoral Commission. So there is no doubt that it's the big loser. And as I've said before, he should have handled this matter much better, but he chose to listen to conflict entrepreneurs who are happy to come and extort money from him. So he could have handled this matter much better. Now, when you lose, you look at your back, you do not see the people who used to hail you. Sure. That is what happens. You look back, you won't find them. Some of them had the opportunity to even say nay on the day that voice vote was made.
Exactly.
In the House of Reps, in the National Assembly. But they chose to side with the leadership of the National Assembly, and they refused to open their mouths to say nay. Yet we know that these people have been taking so much money from Fubara. So Fubara will look back now, and I can tell you he has picked up exemplary lessons from this matter, that Nigerians, a good number of them, do not follow you into the lion's den. They will push you, and once your inexorable fall is there for them to see, they will turn their backs against you. That's what we've seen. And some people should be ashamed of themselves. You push this man, pushed him, you misled him. When it was time to take a vote on his matter, you couldn't open your mouth to say nay. Come on. I mean, such people have lost their humanity, in my view. Where is the humanism in them? So I just hope that this thing, that the lessons have been finally learned, and both of them will enjoy a good relationship going forward, at least for the end of, from now to the end of Fubara's first term.
I mean, absolutely. But you talked about lessons.
Yes, exactly.
What are the lessons to be learned? You know, by other states also, and also how it was resolved.
No, I think
what are the lessons?
we can use the Rivers example as a yardstick for us to learn from the other 35 sub-nationals, because the power equations in some of those states, they're not the same as the Rivers State. In some places, the powers are
just hold that thought, okay? We need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
The Edo State government warmly welcomes the chairman and esteemed members of the Progressive Governors Forum to the ancient city of Benin, Edo State. the heartbeat of the nation, for the inaugural edition of its National Regional Meeting. This historical convergence of Nigeria's leading progressive leaders marks a defining moment in the advancement of the renewed hope agenda, where vision, unity, and action meets. Date: Friday the 27th to Saturday the 28th of June 2025 at Government House, GRA, Benin City. Host His Excellency Senator Monday Okpolo, the Governor of Edo State. Announcer, Edo State Government.
And cable, great quality, now with the new look.
In the 21st century, Nigeria cannot be an independent nation without technology independence.
In a world racing towards the future, out of Africa is Zynox Technologies, a Nigerian tech group with major global certifications, proven capacity and a bold vision to domesticate world-class technologies.
From powering critical government infrastructure, homes and businesses, to delivering some of Africa's most integrated ICT projects, we are redefining what's possible and we take responsibility. And with our efficient iPower renewable energy solutions, we are bringing sustainable power to homes and businesses.
Let's build a stronger tech nation, powered by Zynox. Zynox. Anticipate the future.
The Nigerian national flag represents our country's history, culture, and identity. It was designed in 1959. The colors are Emerald Green 2.0, which represents agriculture, and Immaculate White represents unity and peace. Know how to handle our flag. Illuminate the environment or don't fly the flag overnight. Do not fly a dirty or tattered flag. Take such flag to the nearest National Orientation Agency office for proper disposal and replacement. The national flag can only be flown at half-mast on the directive of the federal government. The national flag must be flown at the same or higher height when displayed alongside other flags. Don't burn or allow the national flag to fall on the ground. Do not print, decorate, modify, or insert the coat of arms on the flag. Our national heroes are not buried with the flag. They are honored by presenting it to their next of kin during interment. Respect our national flag. Be a real Nigerian.
This message was brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Chelsea Deho right here. Paul Dada is also right here with me. And we still have BKO, joining us via Zoom. All right, gentlemen, we were talking about the lessons. I just want
I was talking about lessons. I said, I was just making a comparison because if you look at the other 35 subnationals, power equation, power blocks, they are different.
Yes.
What obtains in Ekiti State, for instance, may not obtain in. So whatever happens in Rivers may just be an isolated case. But there are indeed lessons to be learned that, as Paul and I were saying, that in politics, when somebody holds up a ladder for you to get up to that lofty height, you don't throw ladder, because in politics, what they call loyalty is not 99.9%, it's 100%. You may not like it because somebody will help you to build a structure. So you can't get in there and just suddenly say that structure is useless or the person who built it is useless. Okay. You must find a way, even though you want to exert your own independence or your own influence, you must factor in the fact that somebody built blocks for you to get to that. So you don't just throw that away. That's exactly, I think, lesson to learn. Number two lesson is that when you are there, just as BKO said earlier, there are people who are going to be the A-sayers who are going to be beating the drum for you. What if Jongo matures, as they say, you may just be alone, as Fubara may seem to be.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes.
Now that this rift between the gladiators, seems to be resolved, when should we expect an end to the emergency rule then?
But
no. The president can suspend it at any time.
Yeah, okay. Well,
he said 6 months at first instance.
Yes.
But from what we hear, I mean, the feelers indicate that it might even be suspended. Yeah, it might be sooner than we expect, because it has to be, because they have come to some agreement. A part of the agreement we learned they came to is that the governor will pay all the salaries of the 27 lawmakers. Yes. I mean, it's not going to happen until he becomes is restored, is reinstated. So I personally, if I could advise the president, I would do it already. You've lifted it already. You've had a meeting with them.
Just ratify it, and then let's all go home.
Lift the suspension already.
All right, BKO, let me have your thoughts on that one. BKO, now that it looks as if, okay, everyone is now smiling, when should we expect the state of emergency lifted?
Yes, as had been predicted even by the Speaker of the House of Reps, who instituted a National Peace Committee on this matter. I do not expect Fubara to stay on suspension for 6 whole months. I do not expect that. Since he has become sober, since he has expressed the desire to do his best, in his own words, do everything humanly possible to sustain the peace, then I'm confident that the president will step forward and address the nation and put this matter to bed. I do not want to see even that case, because the case instituted by the PDP governors is at the Supreme Court. I do not expect them to allow that case to go on. Once the matter gets overtaken by events, the court will strike out that action.
Okay.
Because I don't want to think the judges their job, but it's a very difficult case that they have before them. It's a very difficult case. So I expect the president to let him return before the expiration of that suspension. And I'm confident that for them to have shown us those pictures yesterday, it is because they are confident that they've finally found a way to solve that problem. And I was happy to see a lot of fist pumping and back tapping, on the part of people who used to see one another as enemies, So I expect full reconciliation. Even the local government chairmen, that Fubara stop their salary before the expiration of their term. I also expect that they will be reconciled with their governor, and the state can begin to function the way it should function.
It should. All right, gentlemen, beautiful one. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation.